to the idea that housing is getting expensive. More and more white people are moving into neighborhoods through gentrification. We know what that looks like in other cities. We know the racism behind that systemically. So it's not surprising that someone would either come from Pearland or a point south or north into the city to do what they did. That's what they did when we were protesting for George Floyd. They were the ones breaking the windows, but we were the ones that got blamed.
Now, we don't know definitively that someone white walked into this neighborhood and posted that. What we know is it has been posted.
Aside from Kanye being a fool, the only people who I know there are a lot of Latinos who are allies to the black community, but they're also racist Latinos, just like there are black people who don't like black people that present anti-blackness. But the reality is that ain't no black person or brown person got the time for that. We too busy choosing between the light bill and the dollar menu and the babysitter. We ain't barely got time to watch the damn memes. So it ain't us. It's somebody living with privilege, and most likely it was a white person.
Well, let's talk about the flyers that we have seen. There has been an effort to post or drop flyers in many communities around Houston, racist flyers saying "Join us" or and we're looking at it here, "White Lives Matter." Flyers like that have been dropped in various neighborhoods. When you see stuff like that happening in the city of Houston, your thoughts on that?
Well, we're in Texas, number one. If you go just outside of Houston, in Harris County, there's Conroe, there's all these different places. We have over 20 white supremacist organizations that are clocked by the Anti-Defamation League right here in Harris County alone. Some police officers that work for HPD were at the insurrection on January 6th. So you tell me, people walk around wearing this diet racism, this like Mattress Mac. He supported the Tea Party, which led to Trump, which led to birtherism, which is why we have the issues we have now. The language that they were using, the epithets that they used against us, it's just like in the last segment. They are inciting people and bringing people to the point where they no longer have to worry about retribution, like when someone shoots up black people at a protest and gets off with a slap on the hand, and then gets honored by the Orange Cheeto. So what do you expect me to say except for there are people coming in and out of the city? We live in a very localized area, and we are a melting pot. And I don't like using that word, but we're a very mixed area. But also, Houston is extremely segregated. And when you think about the areas where they are and the timing of it, early voting starts next week. We know what the election interference looks like. We know we have a bunch of fascists like Alexandra Miller running against Lena Hidalgo, who's done a great job and using Trumpism. And so when you think about how all of these things work together and connecting the dots, Brother Derek Muhammad always say, I had a dream. I had a dream I was at an MLK parade, and it goes on, so on and so forth. And then when we get to the statue, it's a statue of a white man instead of MLK. And so you see the ethnic cleansing and the whitewashing in our education system, how they're attacking black women who over 50% of services from Planned Parenthood are to black women for different services besides abortion. And when you think about that and how our maternal mortality rate is with black women in Texas, which is the highest in the country, they don't care about us.
And I understand that, but I might have to go back to this guy, Mattress Mac, who has done a lot, not only for white people, but black and Hispanics as well.
Good intentions.
We don't want to.
No, I don't care. Good intentions.
You don't care.
Good intentions.
We have to stick to the facts, and this is not.
The fact is he gave millions of dollars to the Tea Party.
This is not a guy who's been known as a racist in this community. He's given back. I can't let you just roll over.
We're going to have to agree to disagree, but he's giving money to Tea Party Republicans like Ted Cruz, who the Tea Party doesn't exist.
But that's political.
And also, and that's what I refer to, you can give all of the good deeds you want to the people of Houston. We're all obliged to look out for the next person. However, we should also be held responsible for our leanings, when especially those leanings say that black people should not have the right to vote, that put people in that can't have education right.
All right, out of time. But we can't just let you do that. We'll be back.
I did.
Go! It needs to go still.